Hey, good Sunday morning, October the 6th, 2024. I'm finishing a series of videos on Rogers Hornsby's spectacular career, incredible career. Played from 1915 to 1937. This video, the 1935 season, I've got 3 more years to go. I've covered every year from 1915 up to the present. It was perplexing to me that toward the end of his career, he didn't play as many games as that he should have. Because if he did, he would have been over 3,000 hits. I keep harping on this point. They had 2,930 career hits, 70 hits shy of 3,000. And he had 5 to 6 years still to go to reach that 3,000 mark. But for some odd reason, he didn't play as much. I read his book, Roger Hornsby, a biography. Tried to figure out what happened starting with 1930 through 1937. 1930, he played 42 games. Found out that he broke his leg in the 1932 season. Had a cast. I didn't know that. And ever since then, he had trouble with his feet and with his legs. So I think his thinking was, I can't play the infield the way I used to. No DH back in the 1930s. So if you were wanting to play the full game, you had to play the defense. You had to play. He was a second baseman. He may have felt that, hey, I can't help the team if I'm not very good on defense. So what he did was he pinch hit a lot. 1 at bat, 2 at bats, pinch hitting. Maybe 1 or 2 innings in the infield, and then take himself out of the game. Or he didn't start the game and came in late, pinch hit. I found that out in the book. So in 1930, played 42 games. 1931, he played 100 games. So that's better. But in 1932, 19 games. That's where his downfall went. 1933, 57 games. 1934, 24 games. So in that 3-year period, there's only 99 games played in 3 years. A lot of pinch hitting. 1935, this video, 10 games played. Now, another thing I found out that I didn't know is that he was a player manager for a long time. I thought it was just a short period of time when I looked over his career, but I found out he started managing 1925. Player manager. He was 29 years old and he's managing the club. How about that? He had a record of 64 and 51. 1926, his record was 89 and 65. And that was the year that they won the World Series. Did you know that? That was against the Yankees. Game 7. Do you know the story? 9th inning, 3-2, St. Louis. 2 outs, and the Yankees are up. Babe Ruth gets a walk. He's on first base with 2 out. The guy batting, don't know his name. I think it was Bob Musial or one of those guys. I don't know the exact person who was batting. I kind of recall it was Musial. I could be wrong. Anyways, Babe Ruth is thinking, I need to steal second base. Why? Because I can get into scoring position, and if the guy gets a hit, I can score and tie the game. He tries to steal second base with 2 outs. He gets thrown out. Game over. Game 7's over. Cardinals win the series 4-3. That was the only World Series title for Rogers Hornsby. So 1926 successful. 1927 managed a little bit, not much. 22-10. 1928, his record was 39-83. But I noticed that in 1925 played 138 games. 1926 134. 1927 he's managing. 22-10 was his manager record, but he played 154 games. 1928 played 140. 1929 he did not manage. And he played 156 games. They must have had a manager. I don't know who it was back then. 1930 he goes to the Chicago Cubs. Plays 42 games. He's not managing yet. 1931, full managing jump. He plays 100 games, so he is managing and playing during that season. But in 1932 was where he broke his leg. 19 games. Managing 53-46 there, so not the full season. But you know what happened in 1932? He got fired. Yeah. Fired as a manager. The Wrigley organization, Chicago Cubs, fired him. So 1933, he latches on with the St. Louis Browns. Cubs helps out with managing. 1934, a full season of managing. But he only plays 24 games. So he makes the decision on the lineup, right? 24 games? I think he had sore feet, he said. 1935, this video, he's managing again, but he only puts himself in the lineup for 10 games. So 24 at-bats, 1 run scored, 5 hits. 5 hits. 3 doubles, 3 walks, bats 208, because he went 5 for 24. 296 on base, 333 slugging, 8 total bases. Had a 4-game hitting streak. Had 1 triple. No. 4-game hitting streak, and that was about it. 1935. As far as his playing career, a wasted season. But he's managing. What gives? All right, 1936 and 37, 2 more videos to go in his career. And then after that, I'm going to do a Roger Hornsby's recap. So 1936 and 37, he's managing again for the St. Louis Browns. We'll see how much he plays. And then later, in 1952, he manages again. 1953, he's a manager again. And then that was it for Rogers Hornsby. So his managing career, you want to hear this? He won 153 games as a manager and lost 116. No, my mistake. 14 years of managing. He won 701 games. I was looking at the first year he managed. No, the first 2 years he was managing. That was the 153 number I mentioned. My mistake. His total managing career victories and losses. You know what it was? 701 wins, 812 losses. Under 500 managing career record. And reading his book, he didn't get along with a lot of players, did not get along with management. He had success, but he also had failure. I think this is one of the reasons why he didn't play in the last 5 to 6 years of his career as much as he could have, because he was managing the team and did not want to hurt the team because of his defense. He's a good hitter, but I think his hitting ability also started to get poorer and poorer as the years get toward the end of his career. That's how I want to put it. That's why he didn't play as much. He just pinch hit. All right, 1935, wasted season for Roger Hornsby as far as hitting. 10 games. Pathetic. All right, 1936 is our next video, and then we'll do 1937. Then we'll do a Rogers Hornsby recap. I'm out.